What's the deal here?
What's the deal here? This is Marquise Williams. He's our quarterback. And fire away, and then we'll switch, and Marquise will go in there.
He's the new guy. He's the inexperienced one. So when you watch film, Saturday or Sunday rather, obviously a different experience than last weekend watching film. What did you actually like that you did that you didn't do a week ago, other than not throwing the ball to guys in other jerseys?
Well, I mean, that was probably the biggest thing, was just not turning the ball over. Come out with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement in the game that I didn't have in the first game, like I talked about Saturday, and that was the key. You know, I wanted to go out and have fun, and I came out and I had fun on Saturday. And you know, if you don't have fun playing the game, then I don't know why you play the game. And you know, that's why I keep telling myself I gotta have fun playing this game, because I never know when my time's gonna be up. So it was just having fun, and because I didn't really have that much fun in the first game.
When you watch yourself, is there a difference in your body language? Can you see it? Like, oh, I'm going through, and you can relate. Okay, now I was thinking this, because you can see sort of in your body language.
Yeah, you can see it. If I'm excited, I'm jumping around and having fun with the guys, and then I'm ready to go. And it was just like the first game. It was just like thinking too much. You know, a little bit of the first game, one of the biggest games in Carolina history, in Carolina opening history, and it was just like just trying to think too much. And I just came out Saturday and just played the game and played the system in the game and just do what I needed to do, have fun with it, laughing, you know, and just having fun with the offensive linemen, congratulating me, going up and down the sideline as a quarterback should do. And that was my key, just to go out and have fun with those guys. It was a big difference in my body language from Saturday to last Thursday.
Did Coach Fedora, or maybe Coach Michelle as well, talk to you about not trying to make up for last week, this week?
Everybody just said, just go out and play your game. You know, they felt like I didn't really play my game last Thursday, and I knew it myself. You know, talking from a lot of guys, I didn't perform like I usually perform. I didn't do what I normally do. And, you know, like a lot of guys felt like I was holding myself back. Like I kept telling myself, like, my time's running out, and there was no more time to hold yourself back. You just gotta go out and play football and have some fun.
Both Caleb and Mitch got in the last game. How do you feel when other guys at the QB position get in? How do you think they did?
Oh, I was excited, you know, to see Caleb Henderson get in, you know, for his first time. It was very exciting, you know. Watching the guy, you know, I always talk about, man, I hope we run the score up, or I hope we do this so I can get a chance to play. You know, that's a dream come true for a guy like Caleb, who's a redshirt freshman, and just finally, he hasn't been hit in 2 years. He finally got hit in Saturday's game, and I was excited for him. I was excited for Mitch, you know. It's just those opportunities for those guys, and you know, I mean, I remember my time I had to sit, but when my number was called, I was excited. You know, I'm never gonna take nothing back from anybody. I'm always an excited guy to see other teammates accomplish their goals and accomplish their dreams, because that's all I'm about, just having fun and watching people be excited.
Coach, in terms of your running game, Coach had a lot of praise for what A&T did defensively the other day, but do you have any concerns about the offensive line and maybe not springing enough, you know, explosive plays so far yet this year?
No concerns. You know, I keep telling myself, and I'm telling the offensive line, they're the best in the country. You know, and you keep feeding that positive energy, they're gonna believe they're the best. And you know, we maybe didn't run the ball as well as we wanted to Saturday, but I'm sure we'll come back. We'll run it pretty well this Saturday. And those guys have a lot of confidence with Landon Lieutenant on the line and Lewis Crowder. Those guys have done a tremendous job just to keep pushing and fighting and competing every day at practice. And you know, I'm excited with those guys, and we can run for 200 yards any day. And it just wasn't that day that we ran for 200 yards.
Is there a little extra pride on the line when you play another Power 5 team? You know, you hear about the Big Ten and the SEC. Now you get a chance to play a Big Ten team. Is there a little more pride involved when you play a Power 5 conference?
Actually, it's not. It's just going out and executing and doing what you need to do on Saturdays. And you know, a Big Ten is a pretty good conference with some guys that's very, very capable of beating you any day and any out. And we're going to have to just go out and play the game. Those are big guys. I was watching film on Illinois just a minute ago, and those huge guys. They are huge. But, you know, we're going to have to just take care of the football and have a good run game and having a good pass game for them.
What do you know about them?
Those guys are huge. They're physical. They're very quick, you know, and they fly to the ball as a defensive football team. And I'm excited to get the opportunity to play against those guys. And they're 2-0, and they fired their head coach, so they coming out with a chip on their shoulder, like, hey, we're coming to get you.
You saw firsthand here not just the defense, the team in general, when there was a staff change made here and Gene was brought in, how that changed things, that sort of lifted a lot of stresses from everybody. Do you sense that with them, that could be the same kind of thing, even though it happened a week before the season started?
Yes, like I said, I feel like, they feel like they lost their coach, and some people will probably tell them they have nothing to lose, and they thinking otherwise. Like, we could come out, we could win 12 games, just like everybody else thinking in the country. They want to win 12 games. And those guys have been playing tremendous football. Their defense haven't allowed a lot of points, not even maybe a touchdown in the last 2 games. And that's incredible. And their offense is averaging maybe 40. And those guys are coming in here and they're going to come out and try to take it out on us. We're excited just to get the opportunity. And like I said, that's a chip. When a lot of people feel like they've been let down or their coach, got fired, and it's like everybody's going to turn their back on them. But when they come out there with their 2-0 now, their fan base is ready for them now.
What do they do defensively? I know they have a defensive end that's pretty highly regarded. I know a lot of NFL teams probably play in the NFL. What else do they do defensively that presents a challenge for what you guys do?
It's just, they disguise their defense very well. Sometimes you might think it's one coverage, but it's really another coverage. And like I say, how they swarm to the football. Those guys who come up and make tackles and they make plays. And like I say, they some big defensive linemen. They're huge, so it's going to be, it might be hard to run the ball against them, but we're going to do what we need to do to run the ball. And I'm just excited. Those guys are going to be excited, and we're going to be excited too.
With all due respect to A&T, they obviously have some good athletes, but anytime you play an FBS team, the speed of the game is much different than an FCS team. Is it ever a concern going from one to the other?
It's never a concern, and like you say, A&T was a great football team. I think they're going to be a lot of problems in that MEAC conference, right? Yeah, they're going to be a lot of problems in that conference. And it's not really difference because, college football is college football. There's going to be some teams that have some good talent on the team. There's some teams you don't really have good talent. But, it's not going to be no change. It's going to be Illinois, and they're going to come in here and put a chip on their shoulder and just playing A&T. That was another team. It's another team, and we can't look at no team different. We got to take every game one by one, every team, just like it's a national championship team. And we can't make no promise or anything like that.
As a quarterback who's certainly not adverse to taking a hit too, it seems like the traditional power style of Big Ten football would be right up your alley.
Yeah, those are big guys. They can run the ball, and I think that's something I like to run the ball too. And it's powerhouse teams. You think of Wisconsin and Michigan State and all those guys who downhill runners, and I'm excited. I haven't never played Illinois, and I used to just watch basketball, but I'm pretty sure they're very good. They're a good football team.
Carolina beat them in 05 in the national championship.
Yeah, the national championship we did.
You've only run the ball actually 10 times. You credit with 14 runs before them with a sack against South Carolina, and your last run against South Carolina was a good run, got you guys down to the 3-yard line. Then you had 4 runs the other night that were very productive. Is it by design you've been pulled back a little bit from that? And could you see that getting unleashed a little bit more, especially if the conventional ground game struggles like it did the other night?
It was just like in the first game, Melvin, just like knowing like I could have pulled it, but I didn't. And like this game, I knew that hey, I have to play my style of game. Running the ball and throwing the ball. And the first game, there was times I could have pulled it, but I didn't. And I knew that wasn't me. I knew that wasn't my type of game. I had great opportunities to pull the ball in the game Saturday, and I took them. And that's why I have to keep moving forward. I have to play my game. And when the offense, the guys need me to run the ball. I need to run the ball and run it with a physical mentality and throw the ball and just do what I need to do to help us win football games.
I remember last year, I can't remember which game it was, I think you even said a little bit of a joke. You got off to a slow start and you see you got hit by somebody, and they said something to you and got you kind of fired up. Do you think maybe you're one of those guys that needs to go out there and get hit early to kind of get in the groove?
I think it is. I told coaches, just let me get hit one good time and I'm ready to go. That's kind of funny, but that's just me. I just need one good lick and I'll be ready to go.
You get shot or hit you in the locker room before the game.
Yeah, well, that'd be different.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Marquise.
Thanks, Marquise.